Americans coming over here being nasty, doing nasty things, and being bad to the locals. Now, let me flip the script, okay? Let's talk about the fact that we get abused over here, too. The thing about Ghana is stop crying victim. Stop crying victim, because y'all cheat us out of a lot of stuff. Y'all invited us to come home, which by the thousands we did. We came running to Ghana. People sold their homes, moved out of their apartments, sold everything. Some people packed up containers and moved over here just to get over here and realize this is not our home. Y'all call us foreigners. Ghanaians call us that. We didn't make that word up. We didn't start calling ourselves that. We don't know that that's what y'all call the white people and the Chinese because we're not around them. But we know that that's what y'all call us. I ain't never heard the word before, Tabby, till I came to Ghana. Okay. Y'all invite us home. Let's talk about what y'all do to us. Starting from the fucking before we get to the airport, we got to have a visa that we pay for to even enter our home. We pay all this money for passports and visas to get here. We get to the airport, and as soon as you see a fucking blue passport, everybody's coming for us. Can you give me something small at the COVID place? You get to immigration. Can you give me something small? You get to baggage. Can you give me something small? A person grabbed a damn cart and put my bag on it and got mad because I gave him $5 because I only had hundreds, because you come over here with hundreds to get the best, cash in rate. How about he looked at that and said, I don't want that. I said, what you mean you don't want it? I said, I want to know, what did you expect me to give you? He said $10. I said, so you want me to give you over 100 CDs for picking up a bag, putting it in a cart? He don't know this is like my 5th time coming through the airport. I have never seen nowhere in any country or state where people have openly. It says $60 for foreigners, $30 for locals. Okay, you go to Cocoon Park, and I don't remember the price. Let's say $200 for foreigners, because that's what y'all call us. $40 for locals. You go to the castle, it's $60 foreigners, $10 for locals. Yeah, I ain't never seen that nowhere. I don't went nowhere in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada where it said you pay, if you a local, if you're from here, you pay $1 for a Coca-Cola. But if you're a foreigner, you pay $8 for a Coca-Cola. I ain't never seen that nowhere except Ghana. Nobody in the airport has ever asked me for no money for nothing. I have only seen that in Ghana. Now let's talk about the fact that y'all welcomed us home and how this process looks to me. According to y'all, the ones of us that were stolen, so let's talk about the process of coming home. We got stolen from our mother, our birth mother and father. 20 years later, we're probably 26 years old now. Our mother finds us and she said, baby, y'all come home. I miss you. Come back home. Get out them streets where they don't love you at and come home. So we drive, take a taxi, however we get to our mother's address, we get there. But before she let us come to the door, she says, oh, welcome home. But before you come in, can you pay me $300 to enter the door? That's the visa to come home. So, okay, we happy to be home. So we paid $300 to our mother to step foot in her house because we're excited to be home to the motherland, okay? We get in there and now it's dinner time. And she has plates on the table for the kids that grew up in the house. And she has a plate on the table for me and my sister who was stolen years ago. And she says, oh, my daughters, because you didn't grow up here, my children get to eat free that grew up here. But because you were stolen and you're just coming back, I have to charge you $20 for a plate. So me and my sister, we're so happy to be home. We're confused. We pay her $20 for a plate. Okay. That's the cocoon shit. That's y'all giving us different prices for shit. Okay. Now we're at our mother's house and we're enjoying being there. We see something's a little weird, but we enjoy being back home with our mother. We decide we want to stay. And she goes, oh, you want to stay a little longer? You're going to have to pay me $1,000 every year to stay here. That's the residency. Now we're paying her for residency, even though she invited us home after we were stolen from her. Okay. Now we pay the residency, and then we decide, you know what? We want to get on the birth certificate. We kind of like it here. It's a little weird, but we comfortable enough to stay here. And she tells us, oh, in order for you to stay here, I have to put my name on your birth certificate. That's going to be $3,000. please. And then I will put your name on the birth certificate and you will become a family member. That's the citizenship. That's the citizenship. So how are we home if we got to pay y'all? Why aren't the visas free? If this is home, why don't you make this visa free for us? If this is home, why do we have to pay to be a resident? If this is home, why isn't our citizenship automatically given to us?
You know, it's okay if you pack up from foreign and go back to your yard. It's okay. It's okay if you've migrated and you decide that this is not working out. I am going back to Jamaica. Nothing is wrong with that. And we need to normalize people doing that instead of staying in a foreign country and suffer. It makes no sense for us to stay in a foreign country if we're not doing well. And doing well doesn't necessarily mean that you have a house, you have a car, you have a good job. Doing well also means that you're not coping mentally. You're just not happy. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter who you're around. You're not happy. Now, the other day, somebody told me that, you know, somebody that we both know, that person decided to go back home. And I said, good for her. Good for her. Because if you're really not happy here, if you're not getting the kind of job that you want, you come to Canada and you just realize it doesn't matter what you try. It doesn't matter what kind of qualifications you have. You've gotten certified here in Canada. You have your qualification from back home in Jamaica. Listen, sometimes we have master's degrees and we can't get a good job over here. If you realize that you're not getting back to the status after 4 years, 5 years, the kind of lifestyle that you used to live in Jamaica, you're not able to do that in Canada or the United States, go back home. A lot of us come here and we leave house, we leave car, we left good jobs. Our kids were in private schools, the best of the best in Jamaica. And we come here and we're just not getting that standard of living. Even though you might have a job, you might, you know, be able to buy a house, but that standard of living that you had in Jamaica, that good job that made you feel like, oh, you know, you're actually meeting your targets and meeting your goals in terms of, you know, your career. You have to start all over from scratch. And sometimes even after 4 or 5 years, you're still not there. Let's normalize saying, you know what? There's no shame in it. I'm going to pack up and I'm going to go back to my home country because this is not working out. It's okay. There's no shame in it. Pack up and just go back home. Nothing wrong with it. So pack up and come back home.
The first thing that I didn't like is the immigration process. When I went to Tanzania, I already imprinted it in my brain that you're allowed to, from the research that I've done, that you're allowed to have 3 months there and then get extensions, which is a 30-day extension. It's supposed to be 2 30-day extensions for free. But once I got to the immigration, they had us wait there for 5 hours after telling us they could give us that time period, and we only got 2 weeks. After waiting 5 hours, we got a 2-week extension. So I had to maneuver myself from there, and it was just not pretty for me. I left the immigration office like literally in tears because I was just like, it's just this, I pick up on vibrations and energy, and it just like the immigration people just felt like they don't want me here. You know, for whatever reason, whatever judgment they had of me, I don't think they want us as expats there. You know, and that's just the honest truth, you guys. Like, they were laughing at me while I was crying. Like, it was just not funny. Maybe it was just the immigration officers that I dealt with, but it was just like, oh, okay, yeah. So that was like one of the first negative experiences for me there. But yeah, I thought I could, you know, stay there a little bit longer just to feel it out. Now, let me tell you guys, I never, ever, ever had I had no expectations with coming to Africa. Like I told you guys, I had plans to move to Ghana. They changed their rules. I don't like how their president moves. So I decided to come over to go to Tanzania. Yeah, the immigration, like to have to leave every 3 months. I know this before going to Tanzania because it's everywhere. It's listed everywhere. But what I didn't take into was the expense that it would be to travel from country to country. I thought maybe it would be a little bit cheaper, but clearly it wasn't. I just never fit in, and I've been me all my life. This is me, and I'm always changing and growing, but who I am at the core, I can't change. So if I can't vibe with the culture and I feel judged by the culture half the time, it's just not going to work long term for me. So that's one of the bigger reasons why I left too. Most of the expats were couples or males. So I met a guy, he was there from Europe. He had a business in Europe, but he lived in Atlanta. He's from Atlanta. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? Come to find out, like, he was like bragging about how, he can get certain favors from a girl in the community for little to nothing. And I don't mean sexual favors, but he was just bragging. And that's what he kind of like hinted at, but I didn't want to assume. But, like, I think guys sometimes come to exploit white and black guys come there to exploit the community if they know like they can get a lot for little to nothing, from whether it's company, sex, whatever, like they know this, so they go there to sometimes exploit. So being that I met some cool expats that were males too. That right there was like a big I don't fit, but I want to connect with like-minded people, and I also want to connect with the African culture and the African people, but because there was that language barrier, I couldn't connect with any of the Tanzanian people, and I'm sure that stopped me from meeting a bunch of good people, but I couldn't connect. So this was like a thing for me that I was just like, dang, like it sucks. This is a bummer. It took a lot of effort coming to Africa, but I was just like, I just don't see myself happy here. I'm not happy. So I didn't know, like, in my mind, I'm like, once I didn't feel welcome, I'm like, when can I escape? Because if you don't feel connected with the people, it's just like, what in the world am I doing here? Like, I vibe with a few Tanzanian people, the ones who spoke English, and I didn't vibe with any of the Diasporans, actually, not for long. So, that's just what it is.
African Americans leaving Africa right now. I think when people migrate to the continent or they leave abroad, as we're seeing in record numbers, more than ever before, I'm not sure if it's new or if social media is giving us these viewpoints, but you come to countries where you find the quality of life much better, but the cost of living a lot less than what you're used to, and you overextend. You purchase a house or you get an apartment in the most luxurious part of the country. You're dining out every day, multiple times a day. You've got a driver, you're doing all of these things. And while these things can still be relatively affordable, what I see for the most part is people just doing the most, like getting the most luxurious car, the most luxurious home, the most luxurious furnishings, and essentially they can't afford to not do the work that they were doing in the US to now sustain the life that they've created on the continent. And so, when I first arrived to the continent, I wouldn't say made those mistakes. I have lived, had money, lost it. So I knew how to live pretty frugally. But I do recommend that when you do migrate, that you enjoy that experience for the short term. And that's like 30 days, celebrate yourself, have fantastic dinners out, stay at a hotel, stay in a fabulous Airbnb. But if this is something that you want to do long term, you need to get yourself on a budget and be financially responsible so that you don't overextend yourself, so that you don't end up having to go back to a country that you so direly want to get out of.
So we already know that Africans and African Americans don't get along. The hate is very evident when you hop online. But that's the thing. When you hop online, I don't see this shit in person at all. Okay, I'm lying a little bit. There will always be somebody that's mean, but that's not what I'm talking about. My point is that the hate is strong online, but there's lots of love in person. As an African, I love African Americans. I have so many African American friends. We get along just fine. And I bet you if I asked any of them what they think of Africans, they won't have anything bad to say. We can talk about the bullying that Africans endured by African Americans in school, but that's not what I want to talk about. Just because I'm not in school anymore and I don't get bullied for being African anymore. I have learned to let that go because I decided to love myself. And I've been able to see that a lot of the African Americans that bullied me are now grown or the same age as me and they don't think like that anymore. If you're black and you go to any part of Africa, I bet you will be loved and welcomed. So just remember that just because there's hate and division online, it doesn't mean that it's the same thing in person.
Bro, I'm reaching out to the African community. Why don't y'all like us? Because when I be at work and I be trying to talk to the African people, it always seems like they be like looking at me funny or side-eyeing me. And at first I was thinking maybe they just don't understand me that well. Maybe they're not well acquainted with the way we speak or something. I don't know. But somebody brought it to my attention that they just don't like African American people. And I didn't believe it at first. But then I started noticing certain little things. One of my coworkers was like, if you notice, they always cool with the white people. They love white people. I'm like, no, I don't think it's that. Like, there's no way they like white people more than they like us. That don't even make sense. I never forget. I was walking down this long pathway at my job. It's like a long pathway. And I see somebody just running this way like super, super fast. And it was an African. And I'm sitting there watching this. And she's a beautiful African lady, like super beautiful. Like, but she running this way. I'm looking like, what's she running from? It's a white dude behind her chasing her. And they both just laughing and giggling. I'm like, ain't that the same girl I was just trying to talk to yesterday and she act like she couldn't understand nothing I was saying? How she having so much fun talking to this white man, but she can't be cool with me? Like, that's insane. Like, why don't y'all like us? Like, what is it that y'all don't like about us? I thought we was cool. And then as time went on, more and more, like, down the line, I'm starting to peep, like, this is a reoccurring pattern. Like, it keep on happening. I'm starting to peep that ain't no Africans trying to talk to me. They all act funny towards me, but they do be messing with the white people. And I'm like, bruh, that's a real thing? Like, I used to hear people say it, but I didn't really believe it. Like, I'm not the type of person that just hears something and just believe it automatically. Like, I gotta see for myself. And once I really seen it, like, this same African lady I was just trying to talk to yesterday, not being flirtatious, not being weird or nothing, like regular conversation, just trying to, you know what I mean, help make the day go by, like, not even saying nothing bad or nothing. This same lady who wouldn't even give me a conversation was being chased down by a white man, laughing and giggling. I couldn't believe it. Why don't y'all like us? I understand we're a little bit Americanized and everything like that, and we're a little bit brainwashed, and, you know, we can be ignorant at times, but every African American is not like that. I don't like to see myself as an ignorant person who runs around starting I don't do that. You know what I mean? I don't do that at all. So I don't understand. It's very frustrating. I don't even want to talk about it no more. But hey, have y'all ever experienced that?
Hello guys, once again welcome back to my YouTube channel. And honestly, or rather frankly speaking, this has been a very sad video that I have just watched. And me not just sugarcoating anything, I'd love to say this. Africans, we are the ones who are mistreating our fellow Africans. We are the ones who are mistreating our fellow black people. Now, we have totally copied and adapted to the whites, or rather the Western ways of oppressing the black people. And look at what we are doing to our fellow black people. And we are the same people who come to the internet and talk about Black Lives Matter, we talk about black oppression, we talk about racism. Now in this video, as you've heard from our sisters, our mothers talk, they have expressed their disbelief of what they came to encounter back to their motherland here in Africa. Not just in Africa, but also in the Caribbean, in Jamaica. So, as you've heard from the lady, she came home and now she is being charged by her very own family. Why do you charge your family member to stay with you? Why do you charge your family member for a meal in the same house? Now, we've known of Donald Trump's plans on deporting black immigrants, and now we were saying that we are welcoming our people back home. They should know that we love them. They should know that Africa and Jamaica is their motherland. Well, here they are, and look at what we are doing to them. We are treating them as if they are not one of our own. So, just to hit out an example, we know this thing whereby when a person comes comes to buy something, and the owner assesses this person and sees like, oh, this guy must have money, so he will overcharge this person. Now in this case, this is your fellow black person. He's just here either to change the tire to his car, or maybe buy a new car, or maybe buy a used car in that matter. Now this car, locally, you're selling it at a few dollars. Let's say $1,000. Now you see this person. He is your fellow black person. But now you realize that this person is from the US. He just came back from the US. And now the only thing you can see is an opportunity to overcharge this person. And that's simply robbing your fellow brother, your sister, your mother, your father. Why would you overcharge your fellow just because he just came from the United States or Canada or any other country in Europe? You don't know what this person has gone through to decide to come back home to his or her motherland. And others might not just come back from their own free will, but they have been deported. You fail to acknowledge that. The same challenges we are facing here in Africa, it's the same challenges these people are facing to whichever country they go to in search of better or other green pastures. When you're here in Africa, when you're in the Caribbean, when you're in Jamaica, when you're in Kenya, you feel like life is so hard on you. You need a certain amount of money to sort out your bills, your rents, and all of that. That's the same challenges this fellow is going through in the United States, in Canada, in Germany, or whichever country he is from, or rather in. Not that when you hear over your family or your relative goes to the United States, and now the only thing that rings in your head is that this person has money. This person is going to be rich. It doesn't work like that. The same challenges you're passing through is the same challenges this person is going through in that country. And you might find that they are even going through worse, a lot worse than you are going through in your country. So we were so quick to chat on the internet about our families, our black people, they should just come back to our motherland, which is Africa, and all of those stories, very petty stories. But right now, when they are here, we are using that opportunity to rob them, to oppress them. We've made it not feel even safer for them anymore in their own country, in their own homes. This person escapes this white oppression in the Western countries to come back to their own motherland, thinking that they will be safe, thinking that they will be welcomed. But now, we are here, the first people. We are oppressing them. We are robbing them. We are robbing them of the little they have. That's something that's it's just to kickstart them. It's a fresh life they are starting here. But we are oppressing them. We are stealing from them. We are overcharging them. What happened to humanity? And you get me this. If it was a white person, you wouldn't overcharge him. You'd even go below your selling price to make sure you sell your merchandise to this white person without robbing this person. But you're quick to rob your fellow black person. What's happening with black people? We've seen even our fellow black people who are in the diaspora. They are saying that their fellow black people they meet in the diaspora, they don't want to interact with them. Why? Why don't you want to interact with your fellow black person? person from Jamaica, this person from Africa, this person from the Caribbean sees his sister, his brother, and they're like, wow, at least this is a person I can get along well with, make friendship, maybe 1, 2, 3s. But now when he just expresses his greetings, you snap him. A moment later, you're giggling with this white person. I mean, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with our fellow black people? What's happening to you guys? What's happening to us? Why can't we just love our fellows? Why can't we just spread love? Not that it's going to cost us anything. I mean, don't you understand the importance of going to a foreign country whereby people see you as a colored person, that you don't belong there, and when you see your fellow and you're happy that you can interact with them, this person doesn't want to just to have anything to do with you. Why are we being this way to our fellow black people? We should be loving one another. We should be spreading love, not hate, not oppression. So, my request, my humble request to you people is, we, the people who are in Africa, who are in Jamaica, who are in the Caribbean, we black people, when our fellows come back from the diaspora, let's welcome them. Let's treat them as our very own, because they are our very own. Let's not oppress them. Let's not rob them. Let's not discriminate or rather despise them. They just came back to where they know they'll feel safe. They've run away from a lot of trouble just to come back home. Let's embrace them. Let's love them. And most of all, let's welcome them, and let's make Africa and Jamaica and the Caribbean feel safe for our people. So guys, I've been your host Larry, and I'd love for you, if you're watching my video for the first time, kindly please consider hitting the subscribe button, like this video, comment. Let's have a very good engagement in the comment section, so that this video can be recommended to a very wider audience as much as possible, to create awareness amongst the black community, amongst the black people. So, and until we meet again in my next video, peace out and one love.